everyone, and welcome back to Chill English Channel. I'm Sophia, and I'm really happy that you are spending this time with us today.
And I'm Jake. It is great to have you here again. Wherever you are listening from, maybe at home, on your way to work, or taking a quiet walk outside, we hope this conversation brings you a little peace.
Yes, today we have a topic that is simple but very meaningful. We are going to talk about finding hope in small moments.
Hope is a powerful feeling. Sometimes people think hope only appears when something big happens, like reaching a dream, solving a huge problem, or starting a completely new life.
But today we want to explore another idea. Hope can also exist in small and ordinary moments that happen every day.
A warm cup of coffee in the morning, a kind message from a friend, a beautiful sunset, or even a quiet moment when you feel calm can bring a little hope into your life.
Before we begin, we want to ask you a simple question. What is one small thing that makes you feel happy or peaceful?
Maybe it is listening to music, talking with someone you love, learning something new, or spending a few minutes alone. You don't need to answer immediately. Just keep that question in your mind while you listen.
This episode is for English learners who want to improve their listening skills with natural conversation. We will use clear English, but we will also talk about real feelings and real experiences.
Remember, you do not need to understand every single word. Focus on the main ideas, the emotions, and the way the conversation flows.
Learning English is also a journey, and small moments of practice can create big changes over time.
That idea connects very well with today's topic. Small moments may look unimportant, but they can have a strong effect on our lives.
Sophia, I think many people are searching for hope these days. Life can become busy, stressful, and sometimes confusing.
I agree. There are times when people feel tired because they are thinking about problems, responsibilities, or things they cannot control.
And when life feels difficult, people often wait for one big event to make everything better.
Yes, they might think, I will be happy when I get a better job, or I will feel peaceful when all my problems disappear.
But sometimes that moment never comes in the way we imagine.
Exactly. Life usually does not become perfect all at once. Instead, we find small moments of happiness and hope along the way.
I like that idea because it feels more realistic. We do not need to wait for a perfect future to enjoy the present.
That is an important lesson. The present moment is where we actually live our lives.
Let's talk about a simple example. Imagine someone has a difficult week. They have many tasks, they feel tired, and they are worried about the future.
Then, one evening, they go outside for a short walk. They see the sky changing colors, they feel the fresh air, and for a few minutes, they forget their worries.
That small walk does not solve every problem, but it gives them energy. It reminds them that life still has beautiful moments.
And sometimes, that's enough to continue.
I think many people underestimate small positive experiences because they are looking for something bigger. Yes, we often compare small moments with huge achievements. We think a small moment cannot be important because it does not change everything.
But imagine a person collecting small drops of water every day. One drop seems tiny, but many drops together can fill a container.
That is a great image. Small moments of hope work in a similar way.
A smile, a kind word, a peaceful morning, or a few minutes of doing something you enjoy can slowly build emotional strength.
Emotional strength means the ability to handle difficult feelings and continue moving forward.
It does not mean you never feel sad or stressed. Everyone has difficult days.
Right. Hope is not about pretending everything is perfect.
Hope is about believing that tomorrow can be different, even if today is not easy.
I think one reason small moments are powerful is because they bring our attention back to what is happening now.
Yes. Sometimes our minds travel too far into the future. We worry about things that have not happened yet.
Or we stay stuck in the past, thinking about mistakes or situations we cannot change.
When that happens, a small positive moment can bring us back to the present.
For example, taking a deep breath, enjoying a meal, listening carefully to a conversation, or noticing something beautiful around us.
These actions may seem simple, but they help us reconnect with life.
Jake, I remember a time when I learned this lesson personally. I was having a very stressful period, and I felt like everything was moving too quickly.
What happened?
I was focused only on my problems. Every day I was thinking about what I needed to finish and what could go wrong.
That sounds exhausting.
It was. Then, one morning, I opened my window and saw sunlight coming into the room. It was such a small thing, but I stopped for a moment and enjoyed it.
Sometimes a simple pause can change our whole mood.
Exactly. The problem did not disappear, but I felt a little lighter. I remembered that even during difficult times, there can still be peaceful moments.
I think many people can relate to that. Sometimes we do not need a huge solution immediately. Sometimes we need a small reminder that good things still exist.
Yes, and those reminders can help us find the strength to continue.
I also think gratitude is connected to finding hope. When we notice the good things we already have, our perspective can change.
Gratitude means appreciating the positive things in our lives, even simple things.
It can be saying, I am thankful for this meal, or I am thankful for this person, or I am thankful for this quiet moment.
Some people write gratitude lists every day. They write down 3 small things they appreciate.
That sounds like a simple habit, but it can train the mind to notice more positive moments.
And when we notice more positive moments, we may start to feel more hopeful.
Hope does not always arrive like a big wave. Sometimes it comes quietly, like a small light that helps us see the next step.
I like that description. A small light does not show us the whole road, but it can help us move forward.
And sometimes, moving forward one small step at a time is exactly what we need.
One interesting thing about hope is that it often grows when we slow down instead of rushing through life.
That is true. Many people believe they need to do more, achieve more, and move faster all the time.
But when every day feels like a race, it becomes difficult to notice the small moments that bring us joy.
Imagine eating your favorite meal while answering emails, checking messages, and thinking about tomorrow's schedule.
You finish the meal, but you hardly remember the taste because your mind was somewhere else.
I think many people have experienced that. We are physically in one place, but mentally in another.
That is why being present is so important. Being present means giving your attention to what is happening right now.
It sounds simple, but it takes practice.
Jake, do you have a daily habit that helps you slow down?
Yes, I do. Every morning before I look at my phone, I open the window and spend a few minutes listening to the sounds outside.
That sounds peaceful. What do you usually hear?
It depends on the day. Sometimes I hear birds singing, sometimes I hear people walking to work or children talking on their way to school.
It is interesting how ordinary sounds can become special when we really listen.
Exactly. Those few quiet minutes remind me that life is already happening before I start thinking about my long list of tasks.
I have a similar habit, although mine is connected to tea instead of fresh air.
Really? Tell us about it.
Every afternoon, I make a cup of tea. While the water is heating, I do nothing else. I simply wait and watch the steam rise from the cup.
That sounds like a very mindful moment.
It is. The whole process only takes a few minutes, but it gives my mind a chance to rest.
I like that because it shows that hope doesn't always come from exciting experiences. Sometimes it comes from peaceful routines.
Yes, a routine can become something comforting when we pay attention to it.
Comfort is another useful word. Comfort means a feeling of safety, warmth, or relaxation.
Everyone needs comfort sometimes, especially during stressful periods.
Sophia, have you ever noticed that children often find happiness in very small things?
Yes, absolutely. A child can spend 20 minutes watching a butterfly or playing with a stick in the park.
Adults often smile when they see that, but maybe there's something we can learn from it.
I think so too. Children are usually curious. They notice details that adults often ignore.
As we grow older, we become busy thinking about responsibilities, deadlines, and future plans.
Of course, responsibilities are important, but we do not have to lose our curiosity.
Curiosity helps us discover beauty in ordinary life.
For example, you might notice a flower growing through a crack in the sidewalk.
Or you might hear someone laughing on the street, and without realizing it, you begin to smile too.
Small moments like these remind us that life is full of little surprises.
They also remind us that hope is often connected to paying attention.
Another idea that helps me is remembering that difficult times do not last forever.
That is an important thought, because when we are having a hard day, it can feel like nothing will ever change.
But when we look back at our lives, we usually remember many difficult periods that eventually passed.
We learned something, became stronger, or found a new opportunity that we could not see at the beginning.
That does not mean every problem is easy.
No, not at all. Some challenges are very serious, and it's okay to ask for help when we need it.
Hope and asking for help can exist together.
Definitely. Sometimes the small moment of hope is simply having a conversation with someone who listens without judging you.
A kind conversation can make a person feel less alone.
And feeling less alone can completely change the way we see a difficult situation.
Let us also talk about nature, because many people find hope there.
Nature has a quiet way of reminding us that everything changes with time.
Trees lose their leaves and grow new ones again.
Flowers bloom, fade away, and return in another season.
The sun sets every evening, but it always rises again the next morning.
These simple patterns can teach us patience.
Patience means accepting that good things sometimes need time.
Many of us want immediate results, but life often moves at its own speed.
Hope becomes stronger when we accept that progress is not always fast.
Even learning English is a good example.
Yes, some days you learn many new words, and other days you feel like you are not improving.
But if you continue listening, reading, and practicing a little every day, you slowly become more confident.
One lesson does not make you fluent.
Yet, many lessons together create amazing progress.
That's another reason we believe in small moments.
A single conversation, one new expression, or 10 minutes of listening practice may seem small today, but months later, you may realize those small moments quietly changed your life.
I love that idea because it reminds us that hope does not need to be loud. Sometimes it grows gently, one peaceful moment, one kind word, and one small step at a time. As we come closer to the end of today's conversation, let's spend a little time thinking about how we can bring more hope into our everyday lives.
I like that idea, because listening is wonderful, but real change happens when we put ideas into practice.
Exactly. The good news is that finding hope does not require a perfect life.
It also does not require a lot of money, a perfect job, or a perfect schedule.
Hope can begin with a very small decision.
For example, deciding to take a short walk after dinner instead of staying inside all evening.
Or deciding to call a family member you have not spoken to for a while.
Maybe you decide to spend 10 minutes reading a good book instead of looking at social media.
None of these actions are very big, but they can change how you feel.
They remind you that you still have choices, even on difficult days.
Jake, if someone listening today feels discouraged, what would you like to say to them?
I would probably say this: do not judge your whole life by one difficult day.
That is a beautiful sentence.
Thank you. I think many of us forget that emotions change just like the weather.
Yes, a rainy day does not mean it will rain forever.
In the same way, feeling sad today does not mean you will always feel sad.
Sometimes we only need enough hope to take the next step.
We do not need to see the whole future clearly.
One step can become another step, and slowly a new path begins to appear.
I've noticed that hope often grows after we take action, not before.
That is an interesting point. Many people wait until they feel motivated.
But sometimes, motivation comes because we started, not because we waited.
Even making your bed, watering a plant, or studying English for 10 minutes can create a feeling of progress.
Progress is encouraging because it reminds us that we are moving, even if the movement is small.
I also think it is important to celebrate small victories.
Yes, people often celebrate only the biggest achievements.
But what about finishing a book, cooking a new meal, speaking English a little more confidently, or waking up earlier than usual.
Those moments deserve recognition too.
When we celebrate small victories, we teach our minds to notice progress instead of only noticing problems.
That habit can slowly change the way we see ourselves.
Instead of saying, "I'm not there yet," we can say, "I'm closer than I was yesterday."
That sentence feels much kinder.
Kindness toward ourselves is something many people forget.
We often speak to ourselves more harshly than we would to a good friend.
Imagine your friend tells you they made one mistake.
You probably wouldn't tell them to give up.
Of course not. You would encourage them to keep trying.
So maybe we should speak to ourselves with that same kindness.
I completely agree.
Now let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
The first word is hope. Hope means believing that good things are possible in the future.
For example, I have hope that tomorrow will be a better day.
Another useful word is present. Being present means giving your full attention to what is happening now.
You could say, I feel calmer when I stay present.
We also use the word comfort. Comfort is a feeling of peace, safety, or relaxation.
For example, reading before bed gives me comfort.
Another important word is curiosity. Curiosity means wanting to learn or discover something new.
You might say, curiosity helped me learn English with more enjoyment.
We also talked about patience.
Patience means staying calm while waiting for something that takes time.
For example, learning a language requires patience.
Another useful word is encouraging.
Encouraging means giving someone confidence or hope.
You could say, my teacher's encouraging words helped me continue.
And finally, we use the word gratitude.
Gratitude means appreciating the good things in your life, even the small ones.
A simple sentence could be, I feel gratitude for the people who support me.
These are wonderful words because they are useful not only in English, but also in everyday life.
Before we finish, we would like to return to the question we asked at the beginning.
What is one small thing that gives you hope?
Maybe it is the sound of rain, the smile of someone you love, the first cup of coffee in the morning, or a quiet evening after a busy day.
Maybe it is learning one new English expression every day.
Or maybe it is simply believing that every new morning is another chance to begin again.
Whatever your answer is, we hope you continue noticing those small moments.
Because life is not only made of the biggest memories.
It is also made of thousands of quiet moments that we almost forget to notice.
When we begin to appreciate those moments, hope slowly becomes part of our daily lives instead of something we are always searching for.
And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. Hope is often much closer than we think. We simply need to slow down enough to see it.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope this conversation helped you relax, improve your English, and maybe see your own life from a new perspective.
If you enjoyed this episode, tell us in the comments, what is one small moment that gives you hope? We would love to read your answers and learn about your experiences from around the world.
Keep listening, keep learning, and remember that every small step you take in English is bringing you closer to confidence and fluency.
Take care of yourself, keep hope in your heart, and we will see you again very soon here on Chill English Channel. Goodbye, everyone.